You're watching channel TL71. I'm Tammy, and today I'm cooking keto-ish. Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to make some keto brownies. And I just want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. But I haven't made a video in about a week or so. My dog's been sick and she's been in the hospital. We just got a call saying that we can come pick her up in an hour. So I just wanted to jump on here and show this quick recipe, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So the first thing that I did was I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I lined my 9x9 square pan with parchment paper. And then the next thing I like to do is, you don't have to do this, but I like to mix all the dry ingredients together before doing the wet. You could, after you do the wet ingredients, just put these in one by one, but I like them mixed up. I don't know, it's just a me thing. But here I have a 1/3 cup of coconut flour, a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, a teaspoon of baking powder, and then I'm just going to mix those up. I think it combines easier, it incorporates into the mix if you have it mixed ahead of time. But like I said, it's not a have-to thing. So, and then in this bowl, I have a 1/2 cup of melted butter. And to this, I'm going to add my sweetener. I have a 1/3 cup of Swerve, the granulated. And I have a 1/3 cup of the brown sugar Swerve. And I kept it in the measuring cup just to show that you really want to pack this in. Anytime you're working with brown sugar, the way to measure it correctly is just pack it. So now I packed it so hard, can I get it out? Not wanting to come out. There we go. And then I'm going to just take the spoon and mush this around. You always want to incorporate your sugar into your butter. This helps break down the sugar a little bit. And so you want to mix that until it looks pretty incorporated. And you don't want to overmix. If you overmix, you'll be able to tell because your butter will separate. As soon as I get that mixed in here, then I am going to add 3 eggs. I like to kind of go one at a time, mix each in. You know, just because, you know how eggs are kind of hard to break up sometimes. So I always feel like if I do them one at a time, they'll get mixed in a lot easier. And then we'll do the last egg. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add my dry ingredients. I just pour them all in here. Add all that in. And then we're going to mix this up. Yeah, so our dog Carla's been sick for a little while. And she's been in the hospital. She had to get a blood transfusion. And it looks like she has some sort of autoimmune disease. So, yeah, her red blood cells are kind of eating each other. So I'm pretty happy that I get to go pick her up today. So you just mix this in. You could use a whisk or you could use a mixer. I always like to use a spoon. Unless it's egg whites or something, because then that wears on your arm. So after you get that mixed in, Then I have a 1/3 cup of water. I'm going to pour maybe a little over half of that in and get that mixed in. So if the 1/3 cup of water isn't enough, you can always add a little bit. What you want is about the consistency of pancake batter. Little thicker than cake batter. That's my oven saying it's waiting on me now. And we're just about ready for it. I'll add a little bit more water. I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to put it in my prepared pan. And this is going to bake for about 20-25 minutes. And what you'll notice is the edges are going to start to puff up, and the center may not. You want to take it out when the center is just about done. So there's not going to be any wiggle to it. If you have any kind of looseness, then it probably needs to stay in a little longer. I cooked mine the other day for the whole 25 minutes, and that worked out well. And then you just spread this around. Try and get it as even as you can. And that's about it. And I'm gonna pop this in the oven for, like I said, 20-25 minutes. And when I get it out, I'm gonna let it rest for about 10 minutes, let it cool, and then I'll be back and show you guys what it looks like. Oh, you're okay. So what happened is I forgot to put the vanilla in. So I took all that out of the pan, and then I'm going to add the vanilla and put it back in. So excited about my dog. I think kind of lost my mind a bit. But let me mix that in, and since I'm mixing again, I think I might add a little more water. So luckily I thought of that mistake before I put it in the oven. So now I'm going to try again. So if this ever happened to you, you may want to change your parchment paper. So I'm hoping that this comes out okay with the parchment paper already having some stuff on it, but I think it will, as long as I keep the mix about the same height. I don't think we'll have any issues, but it might be a good idea to switch it out. But we're gonna go with this. And I'm going to put it in the oven for 20-25 minutes, and we'll try again. Okay, so I'm back. I got the brownies out of the oven. They cooked about 25 minutes, and then I was going to let them cool off for about 10 minutes or so, but I got a call from the vet and said that we could come now to get my dog, Carla. So we ran off to the vet. So this has been sitting a little longer than I normally would, so hopefully it still cuts okay. I did want to mention, you know, how I made that mistake earlier about forgetting to put the vanilla in, and I took it out and mixed it up and I put it back in, and I said you probably would want to change your parchment paper. Well, the edges here are all burned because that's areas where the old batter was sitting. So changing the paper, that's what I should have done. Anyhow, so I'm going to take it out here, get it out of the pan, and let's cut it up. And also there's some little kind of brown looking spots here. Normally you wouldn't have those. I believe I didn't mix it very well. That's a little bit of coconut flour. So I'm sure you guys would do better at mixing and you won't have that issue. But let's get this cut and see what it tastes like. So what I like to do is I cut it in half, and then I cut those halves in half. Because then you can get about 16 pieces. So I do the same thing this way. And then in half again. It's not perfect, but close enough for me. So I got those cut. And then I'm just going to put some on the plate here. And I think I'll give it a try. I really like them. When I tested this recipe out a couple days ago, my daughter Dharma really liked them as well. So I really hope that you guys like them. You can make a few changes to it if you'd like. You can add nuts, maybe some pecans or some almonds. Also, some people like to put some sort of glaze or chocolate frosting on top, and you can do that. An easy one would be just to melt some unsweetened chocolate with a little bit of heavy cream, and just get the heavy cream a little warm, pour that on to the chocolate and mix that up. I think, oh, and of course a little sweetener. And with something like that, a frosting, I would definitely use the powdered sweetener and not the granular, maybe a little vanilla. Anyhow, I like mine like this. I don't like to add the frosting, but some people like theirs that way. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple other options that you can do with this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee and finish my brownie and spend some time with my dog. So if you guys like this, please like and subscribe below. And if you have any comments or ideas that you think that I should try or you'd like to see me do on the channel, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye. You're watching channel TL71, and I'm Tammy, and today we're going to start over because I didn't say what you told me to say.